I'm waving through a window that I've seen 10 times before. Where's the show that offers more? 2, 3, 4. Give me a little new music. How about a little new music? Too much time with the news has got me feeling news sick. Let's try a little new music.
This is the first time I'm premiering Mansplaining, my song from Glass Ceilings. A Little New Music is such a wonderful place to premiere a new musical theater.
I think it's great to introduce, my stuff to a new audience and also be part of a community that both values new musical theater and also supports it.
I had a song and a concert, and it felt like a really safe audience that really was in tune with what I was trying to say.
I came from the Bronx to come sing here. I'm singing Dance Floor. It's a new song from the Broadway show Talk to Me.
The song I get to perform tonight is called The Only Straight Boy in the Room, which really spoke to me.
I am singing a song, a new song, Carter and Gregory song called Fractured Fairy Tale. It's really exciting because we get to put our spin on it, and you're really a part of that process too, of bringing a show to reality.
Best talent in town, the best writers around the globe. It's not a casual cabaret, it's a highly produced concert.
This is my first time seeing A Little New Music. It gives you a little taste of what's new and what's to come, and it just makes me excited because I want to see every single show now.
I really think people need to come and experience hearing songs that had not been performed before. There's something incredible about hearing it for the first time.
Ballads, up-tempos, jazzy tunes, old school Broadway type of songs. Sometimes like the next Sondheim shows up, and you get to be a part of that.
Let's try a little new music. Come on, guys. Let's try a little new music. A little new music, that's the name of the show.
Welcome to A Little New Music. I'm Keela Packett. I'm one of the volunteer producers here. And for those of you who know about us and have seen any of our 22 in-person concerts, we'd like to welcome you to our very first Spotlight series.
It's hard to believe we've been doing live stage shows for over 7 years now. My name is Luke. I'm one of our co-founders and a volunteer producer whose privilege it has been to help bring over 200 new songs, showcasing over 150 writers and writing teams over those last 7 years.
It's a lot of music. So our aim for this Spotlight series is to take a look back at some of our composers' work from the past and also kind of highlight what they've done and ask them things about the future, like looking forward, what we can expect from them. So if any of you have questions throughout the show, don't be afraid to add in the comments and we'll try to squeeze them in throughout the show.
Before we dive in, we want to thank two very special organizations. ASCAP, whose generous support has helped make our work possible for the last several years, and New Musicals Incorporated, who's been with us in this since the beginning, and their partnership sustains our volunteer-run effort.
Well, without further ado, we'd like to introduce Greg Nabours. Greg is a very well-known musical director and composer all over LA. He is a 3-time Ovation Award winner. He's the musical director and composer for the Courage Theater, also musical director and composer for the unauthorized musical parody series at the Rockwell Table and Stage. He's also the musical director, our very own musical director, and for the Mostly Musicals. So can we bring Greg Nabours to the stage, please?
Hello!
Greg, nice to have you. How does it feel being spotlighted, Greg?
I mean, it feels great. This will be the first time I have to do a concert where I just sit back and drink my whiskey. Also worth noting, I wrote and sang that opening number, so this will be my first time singing myself on.
It's so good to see you virtually, Greg. We're going to hear a lot more from you later on in the show, but you mind setting up our first number tonight?
Yeah, the first thing we're going to listen to is a song I wrote with my best buddy, Jason Michael Snow, and the lyrics are by Mark Cherry. If you are like, where have I heard that name before? Mark Cherry is an Emmy award-winning writer. He created Desperate Housewives, and he was a writer on The Golden Girls, and he currently has Why Women Kill, which just started last year. We are good friends with Mark, and we just sat down and we've always been playing the game of what will we write together. And we just started. Mark said, well, here, I have some lyric. And we started looking through these lyrics he had written, and we found this one. And me and Jason, we immediately went to town on it. We performed it a week later, which, as you are about to see, was a very ambitious idea.
So you're saying that this performance we're about to see is a week after the song was written?
It's actually a night after the song was finished. let's be real. It took us like 5 days to write it, and then we performed it 2 days later with a band.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's hear it.
Enjoy.
Well, a greater love than all the others, that's what emanates from mothers. Or so we're told in every lullaby. Now the message of this fodder is when mommy starts to daughter, a caring son will bring her home to die. What's a gift a mother's sacrifice incurs? She changed my diaper once, so now I must change hers. But I come to a conclusion, all that guilt is a delusion, and it's better to avoid a long goodbye. No more meals on a tray. No more pills to convey. Today's the day. And taking mom to a home. No more bunions to rub. No more dentures to scrub. I mean it, Bob. I'm taking mom to a home. Yes, my future will look bright when she's locked up good and tight in a fortress that installs broken glass atop the walls. No more falls to the floor. No more moles to explore. Yes, sir, no more. She'll beg me to stay, the same way that I begged when I was 7 years old to stay at the Pretty Polly Pocket Princess party. And what was her response to me then? Oh, that's right. I'll never forget it. No, we'll begin her final journey. Once we strap her to a gurney, she might yell for her attorney. Well, she'll kick and then she'll scream, "You're a dick, what a dream!" And then I'll whisper, "See you later," as mama tells me I'm a traitor. An orderly will then sedate her. One syringe going deep, first she'll cringe, then she'll sleep. Oh, perhaps that same sleep that she achieved in my high school production of Oklahoma, where I played the small but pivotal role of Dream Curly. Don't stare at me, sir. Stop it. Stop right there. I know what you're thinking. So what? Everyone has childhood baggage. Okay, I got football for Christmas. When I asked for tickets to Liza, no more rings up her bell, no more old lady smell. Yes, my life is swell. A nursing staff will calmly greet her. They'll think my mom could not have been sweeter. In 2 days they'll want to beat her. Watch her run toward the wall. They will shoot, and down she'll fall. They will sigh, and I'll shrug. Hey, don't be shy. Pull the to a home. No more hiding the booze, no more ulcers and ooze. It's this guy who's taking mom to a home. Oh, I'm sure there'll be complaints when she wakes up, still in restraints. Ah, she'll bitch and she'll moan. What a shame, there's no phone. Today's the day, that wonderful day. Today's the day. I'm taking mom to sorry. They told us to turn it off. I forgot to turn it off. Yes, hello, Dr. Mittelschmerz. Yeah. She only has 14 days left to live? Oh my God, well, thank you. Thank you so much. 14 days, oh my God. Well, should I spend it with her? Should I... Take her to the beach? See a movie she likes? No. I'm taking mom to and that's what wine at Mark Cherry's house makes. Thank you!
Well done. Well done.
Oh, look who it is.
Very,
He's joined
very
us.
good. Very relatable.
Like magic.
Hey, everyone. Look who we have joining us just now. Jason Michael Snow. Welcome to the show.
What's up, everybody? Hi.
Hi, Jace.
What's up, Gregory?
Fresh from 2 miles away from me.
Yeah. Fresh from the only part of my house I can show anybody as we're moving right now.
Yeah, we just got a new place. It's beautiful. It will be beautiful.
It will be beautiful. We're not there yet.
First, I'd just like to say I saw you on Broadway in Book of Mormon, and I was a fan. And I thought one day maybe I get to be in the same room with this guy, and we are in the same virtual room, so I couldn't be any happier.
Well, that's very sweet. That feels like a lifetime ago. When did you see it?
I guess that was 2011.
A lifetime. Can the adults please smoke?
Yeah, honey, March feels like a lifetime ago.
Can you believe he was on Broadway at the age of 9?
We'll get back to that later. So the two of you, it seems like you had a lot of fun working together. What inspired you to write this piece, and what was it like working with Mark Cherry?
I mean, we met each other working at the Rockwell. Jason showed up fresh from New York as a transplant to LA to test his luck out in the movie and TV industry. And he showed up at my front door, and we were best friends after like one rehearsal.
Yeah, we sat at the piano and kind of dual piano played The Legend of Zelda and Final Fantasy and Super Mario on like just trading off. And we were like, oh, okay, long lost brothers. Hi, good to see you.
Yeah. You want to tackle
What's your favorite Zelda?
Ooh, that's a real I'm going to go with the Breath of the Wild.
I was going to say Breath of the Wild. It was Link to the Past, but now Breath of the Wild has maybe trumped
it earned its place. Absolutely.
Maybe a future collaboration based on that game.
We've talked about video game musicals, trust me. But there are other people competing for the market.
Well, we'll just write, like Breeze of the Nature World.
They're gonna steal this name.
What a great title! What a great title. They love that title.
They're gonna steal it from us. To answer your other question, Mark Cherry is a delightful person and a delightful human being. He's filled with wit and he's filled with generosity, and we love going to his place and having a luxurious night because he lives in a mansion.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that I find so impressive that he just keeps writing. He was like, oh, well, I've got this song I was working on, and gave us, like 3 sheets of paper. And we were like, oh, what a cute little song. And he's like, cool, I have 13 more.
Yeah, I actually wrote a whole song until he showed us the other 12, and then I like threw the one he gave us.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. That's when you had me come over and we looked at all the stuff with them.
That's why it was a week, because like I was talking to him a month prior, and he was like, "Well, try this one out," and I wrote it, and it was a nice song. It was a good song, but then we were hanging out and drinking, and he shows me these other like 12 lyrics that he's already written. And Jason and I just start giggling like little gay schoolgirls over this one. And I was like, we have a week till the show. Let's just do it.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to sing about having their mom committed from the guy that worked on the Golden Girls?
Exactly. He's like, yeah, it's like right from the source. It's like a new episode.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you have a lot more in the works even, and I'm sure you'll be collaborating in the future. So, Jason, we're going to say goodbye to you for now. We're going to bring you back later. And Greg, can you set up the next song for us?
Yes, the next song is from Marilyn the Musical, and this is the end of Act 1. Marilyn has just been in an abusive scenario with Joe DiMaggio, who she was married to. And he leaves her kind of thrown on the ground, and he walks off stage. Most of Marilyn, book and lyrics by Tegan Summer. Most of Marilyn, the music is very period, but this song is quite contemporary, as you will hear right now. This is us performing the song in a Vegas showcase, so you get to hear it with full orchestra, and you get to hear it professionally recorded. And singing it is none other than Ruby Lewis, who is an incredible Broadway performer. This is her 11 o'clock number. Even if it happens at 7 o'clock, this is her 11 o'clock number. So enjoy Ruby Lewis. She's very easy to enjoy.
Amazing.
Awesome.
And for those of you sitting at home, the volume may be a little low at first, but don't worry, it ends with a bang.
It sure does.
Promised the earth, said nothing was too good, dear. You painted a picture of bliss beyond compare. You swore undying love, unconditional devotion. Now my world with you is a hell I cannot bear. You said that I was an amazing creature, said that my face had stolen your heart. You said you didn't deserve your little beauty. Now look at my face, look at my soul. This was the time of my life. Oh, I let you control me. What was I thinking? Insecure man, always something to prove. I won't bow to your rulings. No, I'm not your plaything. My spirit's the one thing. Was supposed to be the time of my life. This was supposed to be the time of my life. How did I get here? Which way do I go to find my way out of here and away from the fear? I need to know before. rise above you today. I rise above you today. I rise above you today. I rise above. Don't I deserve love? Don't I deserve heart? Don't I deserve trust? Yes, I have from the start. I deserve much more than you did to me. I deserve joy and love to be free. I deserve love like the love in my core. Now I can say I deserve because I deserve Thank you. Thank you.
Every time it still gives me goosebumps. Ladies and gentlemen, my writing partner.
Everyone, we're back. We want to welcome Tegan to our conversation. Welcome, Tegan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Good, good. We're gonna ask you a few questions, but we wanted to remind our audience, if y'all have any questions for Greg, for Tegan, or for Jason, we're gonna have an opportunity for a couple questions. So put those in the comments on the YouTube link or in the Facebook Live, and we'll see. We'll have a couple minutes for that. So we want to hear a little bit from Greg and from Tegan about your collaboration on this.
Tegan, take it away.
No, I met Greg, what, 6-7 years ago now, Greg?
Yeah, you scouted me out in LA. You showed up in my audiences, and then one day you were like, let's write a musical together.
Yeah, so I stalked Greg, honestly, for about 3 months. Just kept showing up to mostly musicals, where he was around town, and a few good friends. I said I needed a fantastic, peerless, wonderful, top of the tree, West Coast based composer. And honestly, to a person, oh, you should meet Greg Nabours. Greg Nabours. So I literally stalked him, and then a mutual friend of ours set up a lunch, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. We've been working together ever since.
Three musicals now in the can, about to be released and premiered, and we have 6, Greg, in the hopper.
It's crazy, really. He's very good at acquiring properties. So every day I get a new phone call from Tegan, and he's like, I know we're just finishing this musical, but what about these other 3 that we should write? and I, and then he tells me the properties he's acquired, and I'm like, yep, let's do all of them.
Well, I mean, I can only do this with Greg because we've now got into a system and platform of writing about a song a day. So we write about a song a day now.
Yeah.
But Greg is ridiculous. When I say a song a day, I mean it's ready to go on stage the day after he writes it. And so that just inspires me to put the lyrics out there in a book with just the same quality. He always ups the game every single time, every song, every musical. So it's a real blessing to be working with Greg, and long may it continue. Absolutely.
And vice versa, Tegan. It's a wonderful treat to work with you. Tegan is he's such a professional. He's such a businessman. I'm always focused too much on my art. People are like, who's going to see your art? And I'm like, no one. And Tegan is the other side of the spectrum. He's every day he's like, hey, I'm in Dubai. I'm talking to billionaires. Hey, I sold us an oil industry. You know, I'm like, that's amazing, Tegan. That's incredible.
Speaking of very ambitious projects, I know that you both are working on something in the future, something called Mozart the Musical, that you might be collaborating with a famous house music DJ, Steve Aoki.
Yeah, and we don't do this in a post-Hamilton universe. You know, Greg and I, we have written together Mozart the New Musical.
It's done, babe.
It's done. It's absolutely finished. It features Mozart's classics, of course, the music of the Grammy-nominated and phenom DJ Steve Aoki as our collaborator, and 20 originals, 20 Broadway songs from Greg and I.
Yeah, and that's going up. We have a deal to go, or we have a concert in Carnegie Hall that was supposed to happen this year. And obviously did not, but it's currently scheduled for, I think, June of 21. So come see our show, which we will have been refining for a year.
We were ready to go for a year at Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, we were ready to go in June at Carnegie Hall, but Carnegie Hall has been great. They were like, we want to reschedule with you first. So we're scheduled on their docket right now for June of 21.
Yeah,
I'll be at Carnegie Hall with my glow sticks.
You'll be there. It's going to be half the audience of that, and the other half is just going to be like, "What's going on?"
Sure, for sure.
That sounds amazing. I want to invite back Jason Michael Snow just to have a little quick chat with all of us.
Welcome back, Jason.
Hello from the log cabin.
It's so rustic.
It's so rustic.
Excellent.
Can I brag for just a second? I've gotten lucky enough to hear a little bit of Mozart preview, and I'm obsessed with it. I just want to put that out there to everybody watching. It's very, very good.
I'm really excited about it. I come from a classical competitive background. So and then I abandoned it and went to rock and musical theater. And then I really abandoned musical theater for Rockwell, where we just do pop and rock parody. But I do a lot of mashup. I do a lot of stuff, but it's been a while since I got to go back to classical, and Mozart is so exciting for me to work on because it's blending classical with all of these other influences that I'm now considering myself well experienced in. And it's been a real thrill. I mean, if you think of Mozart plus Steve Aoki, that in itself is what is the product? And now we have this cast and this crew acquired of these technical designers and these artistic designers who are all Tony Award winners. It's really exciting.
Amazing.
Yeah, we have a cross section of Hadestown, Hamilton, etc. Crew coming on board now, and
I've heard of those.
Yes,
I know those.
Steve Aoki. I mean, he's today's Mozart. For that EDM stage, to by and large by everybody, he transcends the genre, and he's just bringing that eccentricity and expertise to the show. I mean, one day Greg and I looking at Mozart's classics, them are blending a Broadway original with EDM, and we're just really excited about the project. Absolutely.
So y'all mentioned that it was supposed to be at Carnegie this year, and now it's pushed to June of next year. And obviously, everything is very much up in the air right now.
To be fair, it was pushed to a few other dates in between.
But we're doing this streaming, right? We're not all in the room. I mean, watching that first video, I thought, oh my gosh, a live audience. It's so cool when people laugh when you deliver a line. What's that like anymore? What do you sort of see that? How do you see musical theater returning? How do you think this? How soon? How do you see these sort of things coming back?
Well, Jordan. Well,
I would say slowly but surely. We're all experimenting right now with internet content, as you're seeing right now. A lot of people are trying to do live stuff, and they're finding that there are ups and downs to it. I mean, we're all so trained to do live performance. So this is a whole new world for us. We're trying to survive, but we're a group of fighters, and we've been trying to survive our whole lives. Every performer knows this world. This is a lot to take on, but we're doing it the same as we always have. We take it on one step at a time. And in this case, it starts with things like this. It starts with online debuts of live performances, which feels closer than me singing alone in my room. And then we move to gradually, as society allows us, we start opening up to smaller audiences, and then medium audiences, and then thank God someday this will be over and we can go back to theater. And I think when we do, it's going to feel like something we've never experienced before. It's going to be therapeutic for the performers. It's going to be therapeutic for the audience, and it's going to feel like a blessing.
Yeah. I mean, and also, Greg and I, we have a couple of deals pending right now with a couple of major streaming platforms for 2 of our properties. So it's also what lends itself, what shows lend themselves to going online. There are certain shows like Mozart, which we really don't want to put on the online platform. That's a live experience, So it depends on the property and what we're all waiting for, the return of Broadway. I as a lyricist, librettist, I write alone anyway. So apart from obviously the health indications of COVID, I'm looking at this time of creation, of writing the content, of hibernating and emerging with a new musical. We have 3 finished since COVID began. So it's about keeping it going and looking at when Broadway returns, we return with it. We hit the ground running. That's what's crucial. I'm not speaking for Greg, but I know he feels the same way. That's what's crucial for us, returning with content and hitting the ground running.
For performers, this has been a scary time. For writers, this has been a welcome time. We've all been forced home, so we have every excuse in the world to keep creating. And I think when we do reopen, there's going to be an influx of new material. James, do you have anything to add?
I mean, yes.
So eloquently, so short and eloquent.
Thank you. Well, you know what? Brevity. What can I say?
So of wit.
Well, Jason, Tegan, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you for your collaborations with Greg. We're going to have a couple more questions for Greg, but we're going to wish you all, we'll have you back right at the very end of the show. But we want to ask a couple quick questions of Greg before we wrap it up. But thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for doing this, you guys. This is really wonderful.
Thanks, guys.
It's so nice to share the space with both of you.
Thank you.
So, Greg, while we still got you here, we have a couple of questions that we're going to ask every one of our Spotlight Series writers. Are you up for it?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm going to do my best, James,
for this my whole life.
My best, James Lipton of Inside the Actors Studio. So, Greg, are you ready for your close-up? What was
Well done.
Thank you.
The very first musical you saw?
The first musical I ever saw was Phantom of the Opera. And it did get me a little obsessed with theater, and I did love it for many years.
Where was that?
I think it was at the Amundsen, actually. So we did get the full chandelier effect, and I think I was like 8. And I think I was obsessed ever since. I would say I was already competing as a pianist, and that was like, I remember thinking, how do I get to be the guy leading the orchestra? And now I am. So
now you are.
I guess I figured it out eventually.
So once live performances are back, who would you drop everything to go see perform live?
Oof. Okay. Who would I drop everything to go see perform live? I would drop everything to go see. Wow, this is a tough one. The thing is, I go see a lot of things. So I want to go see someone who's about to stop. I would go see, can I choose someone who's dead?
Dead or alive?
Okay, dead or alive.
'Tis the season.
And this makes it very easy because you always choose someone who's dead. Never choose someone who's alive. You can go see people who are alive. I would choose a famous pianist. I would go back in time and I would see a famous pianist. I would choose Chopin. No, I would choose Franz Liszt. For a few reasons. One, everyone says, if you don't know who Franz Liszt is, you've heard his music. He wrote a lot of the stuff that's used in Looney Tunes. But he was known to have huge hands, so I want to check those receipts. I want to see him. He was the first classical pianist who was regarded as a rock star. So the women would swoon over him in the audience. That was the first time historically we hear that happening. And he was known to have made a deal with the devil. So it was a lot like Paganini. They were like, he's too good. He made a deal with the devil. So if I do go and see him, maybe I get to clock the devil in the audience and I can kind of get in on that Mojo Jojo.
Fantastic. Do you have a favorite Liszt composition?
Yes, I do. It's the Hungarian Rhapsody #2. Hungarian Rhapsodies you've probably all heard, but #2 is my favorite.
Okay. So Greg, who would you like to play yourself in the musical about you?
Jason Michael Snow. No, I guess I would go with Tegan Summer. Okay, now if I just have to go off of looks alone, Melania Trump. Okay, no, I think I would have to go with. I would choose Ben Platt. I think, but Ben Platt seems so nice. So maybe Ben Platt on a bad morning day.
I think what you just said, Greg, is that you're not nice.
I'm just a little edgy. Okay. Just a little.
Well, edgy. Greg, on that note, that is all of our questions.
Thank God.
Thank you so much for being here on our very first ever Spotlight series. It's been a true honor and a pleasure to get to work with you all these years, and we're just thrilled that we could showcase some of your music tonight.
It's been such a pleasure, you guys. It really has. This feels like olden times.
All right. Well, so we're just about done. But before we go, we have a couple things we just wanted to mention to everyone. There's a little QR code that's going to pop up in the upper right-hand corner of the, there it is, upper right-hand corner there. We are an all volunteer run effort, and your contributions go directly to allowing us to compensate our performers and writers. So if you can, please just scan that QR code there up on the top of the screen, and it'll send you right to a page where you can contribute whatever you are able to give whatever you can. Every dollar makes a big difference at a time that it means even that much more for our performers and our writers.
Fantastic. Yes, anything you give would just be amazing. It takes a lot to do what we do, and we know you love live music. We know you love recorded music, and we want to keep giving it to you. So any help would be very much appreciated. We'd also like to give a shout out to some of our producers who have helped make this all happen, especially the executive producer of our Spotlight series, Amy Francis Schott. Now, Amy, are you backstage? Can you come join us? She's a producer. She also needs to learn how to use her mic setting. So let's remind her.
There's that. I'm running everybody else's, and yet I can't manage my own. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for listening. It's been absolutely awesome to be a part of something that feels a little bit like a live event again. And I want to give a special thanks to Ryan Baldwin, who is the technical mastermind, who taught me everything that I know and made this all look like we know what we're doing when we're doing this. So there's Ryan. Say hi, Ryan.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Excellent job. Congratulations on your first show.
Thanks, Ryan. I also want to give a special shout out to Travis Leland, who's been helping out behind the scenes as well. Thank you, Travis. We want to give a special thanks to Peter Welkin and to, hey there, Travis.
Hello. Y'all did so great.
Thank you. We want to give a special thanks to Peter Welkin and Chris Makish for their continuing support for all this work here at Little New Music. We also want to thank, again, the ASCAP Foundation for their support, and New Musicals Incorporated for their ongoing partnership in all this work.
So now we can bring everybody back, right?
Let's bring them all back.
I know you love your encores. 10 encores, 11 encores, yes, of course. Certain calls.
Support live on computer music.
Thank you, everybody at home, for joining us for our very first A Little New Music Spotlight series. We're so happy to have you here, and there will be many more to come.
Yay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.